Next on Worcester News tonight, the heat is on. Temperatures could top 90 degrees for the next several days, and doctors are warning people to take extra precautions to stay cool. Plus, after almost 50 years in the business, a local pastry chef is hanging up his apron. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. It's hazy, hot, and humid out there, and it looks like it's going to stay this way as we head into our 4th of July holiday next week. Let's get straight over to meteorologist Tim Kelly for a check of the forecast.
Feel and look of summertime, and who needs to wait for Independence Day for fireworks when the Bravehearts are offering up the fireworks this evening, and it's a fine evening too. We're not really in the heat yet. Temperatures are comfortable. We're in the 80s as the sun goes down. Not too sticky overnight tonight, but it's going to be a hot, sunny Saturday. Tomorrow we get to 90 downtown, and it may hit 90 each day coming into July 4th, perhaps 95. More details, full 10-day, coming up in a few minutes.
And with extremely warm weather predicted for the next several days, doctors are warning residents to be aware of signs of heat stroke and exhaustion. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now with more on how people are preparing for the extreme weather. Brittany?
Well, Olivia, if you think today was hot, the temperatures are only going to keep rising from here. Carewell Urgent Care says even if you are outside for just a couple of hours this weekend, health risks can impose. A heat wave is set to hit central Massachusetts, and the high temperatures and humidity have those who work outside planning ahead.
We will talk with the guys before they go out, let them know that if they feel faint, if they're not up to it, please go in the truck, turn on the air conditioning. We also stock cases of bottled water that we will give the men in the morning.
LEI Corporation President Stephen Christie says on a normal day, his landscapers work 8 to 10 hours. He says next week's heat wave will delay their work.
It's inevitable it will. No one's going to work to their optimum capacity when it's 90 degrees out. We'll let them use their best judgment. We're not going to force them to go any longer than they feel safe.
A nurse practitioner at Carewell Urgent Care says being outside for more than 2 hours in the heat can pose risks.
We have a lot of cases of heat stroke around, not only around here in Massachusetts, but all over the country. It could be fatal. So I would suggest people to avoid so much exposing themselves to sunlight. Maybe 1 to 2 hours will be the most.
The town of Auburn is taking extra steps to protect its residents. The senior center will stay open throughout the weekend to be a cooling center.
I think given the extreme high humidity and 4 days of consecutive temperatures over 90, we recognize that it is quite strenuous on some of our residents here in Auburn and want to offer them a place to relax and maybe to cool down.
Carewell says the important 2 items this weekend are sunscreen and water. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Thanks, Brittany. And for people looking to cool off this weekend, Worcester spray parks, pools, and beaches are set to open July 1st from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. every day during the summer. An extreme risk gun bill has moved to Governor Charlie Baker's desk. The red flag bill would allow temporary removal of firearms for people considered a threat to themselves or others. Supporters say the bill could make the state safer and prevent shootings, while opponents say it doesn't address mental health concerns. State Representative Hannah Kane says it's important for people who feel unsafe around someone close to have them have the chance to come forward in front of a judge.
It's a constitutional right, and I take that very seriously, but I also understand that we need to make sure we have an opportunity for people who may be concerned about someone who is very close to them, a family member, maybe going through a time in which it doesn't make sense for them to have access to a firearm for fear that they might hurt themselves or hurt other people.
And the bill passed both the Massachusetts House and Senate on Thursday. The state Senate also passing a bill to raise the legal age to buy cigarettes and other tobacco products in Massachusetts from 18 to 21. If Governor Baker signs the bill, Massachusetts will become the 6th state to refuse to sell tobacco products to people under 21. A new solar array in Shrewsbury is expected to provide 4 million kilowatt hours of clean energy. And as our Chandler Walsh explains, almost 5% of single-family homes in the community will use its power.
12 acres of solar panels sit on top of a closed landfill in Shrewsbury. The solar array will soon provide 4 million kilowatt hours of clean energy. Massachusetts Lieutenant Governor Karen says it's a win for the community and the state.
This is just one more example of our commitment to renewable energy, where we can reduce our dependency on fossil fuels and reduce emissions.
State and local officials cut the ribbon to celebrate the array's completion. It's part of a partnership between Shrewsbury Electric and Cable Operations and the Massachusetts Municipal Wholesale Electric Company. It will begin generating power in mid-July.
We're now about probably 42 to 43% of our power with this project will be considered clean energy.
The solar array includes 12,000 individual panels and will provide enough energy to power 400 single-family homes.
We have about 9,300 single-family homes in Shrewsbury, so this would provide enough energy for about 5% of the single-family homes in Shrewsbury.
The 3.8 solar megawatts from this project are part of 2,000 reached in the state this year. Secretary Matthew Beaton says projects like this diversify the state's energy sources and are why Massachusetts is a leader.
We're quickly accelerating faster than most states towards a renewable energy future, and it's the right way to go. It's the right thing for us to be doing, and it's great to see our communities and the Commonwealth be leaders on the national stage.
Lieutenant Governor Polito says the state's working to diversify its energy sources and passed a bill to increase hydro, wind, and solar energy. The solar array in Shrewsbury will begin generating power on July 12th. Olivia?
All right, thank you, Chandler. Becker College hosting a video game summer camp for middle school girls Friday. The goal of the camp is to inspire a love of science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, and hopes it will become a career path. The girls are from inner cities and rural parts of New England. They are learning to design, create, and build games.
Hopefully this is something that interests them, and then they'll think, oh, like maybe I could go into a career in engineering, or when in the afternoon we do game design. So hopefully we're trying to inspire them to be game designers when they grow up.
I wanted to become a mentor because it was a great experience last year, and I felt like I learned a lot and learned a lot more about the school, and it's what really made me want to go to Becker. So I really wanted to experience that again, but as a mentor, give that experience to younger children.
And this is the second year Becker College has hosted the week-long camp. For the past 5 decades, a pastry chef at Crown Bakery has been waking up bright and early 5 days a week. And while he finished his last day on the job this week, he says he'll still be back to help out. Our Roslyn Flaherty joins us now with his story. Roslyn?
Olivia, he says it's a bittersweet moment, but is now finally excited to enjoy his retirement. After almost 50 years of making pastries at Crown Bakery, Leonard Soderman is hanging up his apron.
It has been a good run. The bakery has been very, very good to me.
Soderman learned how to bake in Sweden before coming to America. He came to Worcester in 1969 after seeing an ad in a Swedish newspaper about a job opening at Crown Bakery. He's been in the city ever since.
I didn't think I was going to stay this long.
Waking up at 2:30 in the morning, he made his specialty danishes and croissants 5 days a week, but says he himself is not much of a sweet eater.
You work with it all the time. You don't really want to eat. I gained some weight when we put the deli in here.
He says he's watched the bakery change over the years, saying it used to be mostly Swedish treats, but has become more Americanized.
I have evolved with that change too.
Owner Jennifer LaPointe says Soderman taught her everything she knows, including some of his baking secrets, and says it's a bittersweet moment. He's retiring.
He's like family to me. Definitely holds a special place in my heart and will definitely be missed. Won't be the same without him.
He won't be going too far, though. He will now be a consultant for the bakery, helping out when he can.
I've always loved what I do, so it has never really been going to work. It was always a pleasure coming to work there. I really loved it.
Now, another baker who has been there about the same time as Lenny is also retiring. Lenny says he's going to visit his family in Sweden for the next few weeks. Roslyn Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
The 6th annual Cars of Summer show is back in Worcester this weekend. The 3-day event at Green Hill Park features hundreds of classic and custom cars, monster truck rides, and an on-site petting zoo. A group of local car enthusiasts created the show in 2013 to help promote local businesses while hosting a car show at the same time. The show runs until Sunday at 3 p.m. The start of summer, and it's the first Fun Friday in Worcester. The Highland Street Foundation offers no-cost admission to cultural venues across the state. The Worcester Art Museum is one of 10 locations kicking off the schedule. Hundreds headed to the museum to enjoy art activities, tours, and demonstrations.
Very good. It's an awesome place. They have so many cool stuff. Because I love doing art and I love drawing pictures.
It gets me out. You know, I'm disabled, so it gets me out of the house and a fun and easy way to get around.
And it's the Highland Street Foundation's 10th year of free Fun Fridays. They run through the end of August. Other Worcester spots will include the Historical Museum and the Ecotarium.